Standing at the threshold of a world cloaked in concrete and steel, Marcus felt the weight of his choices press heavily on his chest. The clang of the metal doors echoed behind him, sealing away the life he once knew. In those first moments, fear consumed him, an overwhelming tide of uncertainty and vulnerability. He watched seasoned inmates shuffle past, their eyes hardened by the years of survival. For Marcus, each step further into the heart of the prison was a descent into isolation, where dreams collided with stark reality. He had hoped for redemption, but instead, he found an unyielding struggle to retain his identity amid the chaos. Reflections of lost ambitions swirled in his mind. The bright future he once envisioned now faded. Yet, within this dismal truth, flickers of unexpected camaraderie began to light his path, hinting at resilience buried beneath the surface. Little did he know, this journey would shape him in ways he could never imagine. Jessica takes a deep breath as she recalls her first days behind bars, the sterile walls a stark contrast to the vibrant colors of her art studio. Here the canvas turned to cold concrete, and her tools of expression were replaced by harsh realities. With every diary entry, she unveils the camaraderie formed in art classes, where brushes became symbols of hope amid despair. Yet within this world of creativity, jealousy often lurked. The beauty of collaboration could easily be overshadowed by betrayal. Jessica reflects on a clash with another inmate, a budding rivalry sparked by the desire for validation. It's a bitter lesson in trust, wrapped in artistic passion, a reminder that friendship here can be as fleeting as the strokes of paint on her canvas. As she pens her thoughts, the delicate balance of support and sabotage within the prison walls begins to take shape, a reflection of both vulnerability and strength that resonates deeply. Eli settled into the rhythm of prison life, a place he had learned to call home after years of confinement. In his diary entries, he reflected on the passage of time, noting how the days blurred into one another, punctuated only by the sound of meal bells and the clanging of gates. Memories of laughter from a life long gone clashed with the silence that enveloped him now. Through introspection, Eli unraveled the layers of his existence, contemplating the mistakes that had led him here. Yet in that solitude, he found an unexpected refuge. The quiet moments became a canvas for his thoughts, where imagination could flourish. He wrote of the fleeting beauty in the mundane, the way sunlight filtered through the barred windows and danced on the cold concrete floor. Within the confines of his cell, Eli discovered a profound reality. Freedom is a state of mind, one that can exist even in the darkest corners of life. Samantha sits quietly in the rehabilitation program's classroom, her thoughts echoing against the stark walls that have been her home for too long. Each diary entry opens a door, revealing fragments of her traumatic past, the memories that led her here, and the guilt that lingers in her veins. With every session, she confronts her demons, peeling back layers of hurt and anger. Here she finds solace in sharing her story with fellow inmates, creating a circle of empathy and understanding that transcends their shared circumstances. As Samantha encourages others to voice their pain, she discovers the profound strength that comes from vulnerability. The once debilitating weight of her past now fuels her determination to change, both for herself and for those around her. Each shared experience becomes a thread that stitches together a tapestry of hope. In this unexpected space of healing, she learns that redemption is not merely a destination, but a journey paved with self-discovery and forgiveness. Tom adjusts his position on the cold metal chair, the worn fabric of his uniform creaking softly. Memories flood back as he recalls his time as a prison guard, witnessing lives unraveling daily around him. He begins to share his story, presenting a viewpoint often overshadowed by the inmates' narratives. Tom describes the fine line he walked, teetering between authority and empathy. He recounts moments of connection with inmates, brief conversations that revealed their humanity and reminded him of the struggles outside those walls. Guilt gnaws at him as he reflects on the harsh realities he enforced and the injustices he was complicit in. Tom emphasizes that while he held the power to maintain order, he often felt powerless against the system that dehumanized everyone inside. His voice carries a sense of urgency, urging listeners to consider the broader implications of incarceration, reminding us that behind every inmate is a person deserving of compassion and understanding. Rhonda takes a deep breath, the silence of her solitary cell a stark contrast to the chaos she often feels inside. In this unforgiving world, physically fighting for survival is an inevitable part of life. She recounts the adrenaline coursing through her veins during those brutal confrontations, the glint of danger in the eyes of her adversaries. Each clash is a reminder of the raw instinct within her, yet beneath the tough exterior lies a profound vulnerability. The clashes aren't merely fights. They symbolize her relentless struggle to assert her existence in a space that often reduces individuals to mere numbers. Rhonda reflects on the scars, both visible and hidden, that each altercation leaves behind. Yet, amidst this violence, she finds moments of connection with other women, fleeting expressions of solidarity born from shared hardship. This bond, fragile yet powerful, offers a glimpse of hope that perhaps, even in darkness, strength can emerge from the struggle. Aidan's voice trembled as he read from his latest diary entry, revealing the secrets that weighed heavily on his heart. He spoke of the letters left unsent, crumpled pages filled with words of longing for his mother and sister, their laughter now distant echoes in his mind. The silence in prison amplified his regrets. Every day was a reminder of missed family gatherings and birthdays that slipped through his fingers like sand. Aidan could picture his sister, celebrating her graduation without him, and felt the piercing ache of separation. He conjured memories of bedtime stories and shared smiles, moments that felt like a lifetime ago. The isolation he experienced was suffocating, but in his reflections he found a flicker of resolve. He vowed to use his time to become someone worth writing home to, hoping that one day he could finally send those letters, filled not with regrets but with the promise of a brighter future. Victor sits in his dimly lit cell, the shadows of the past creeping in to suffocate him. He reflects on the choices that brought him to this grim place, the weight of his regrets heavier than the concrete walls surrounding him. He remembers the moment the decision was made, a split-second lapse in judgment that has cost him years of freedom. Each day blends into the next, filled with remorse and the echoes of lost opportunities. He finds solace in the quiet moments, where introspection breeds clarity. It's here that he confronts the ghosts of his former self, wrestling with the guilt that gnaws at him. Yet within this anguish stirs a determination to learn and grow. Victor writes in secret, pouring his heart into pages that may never see the light of day. He hopes that when the time comes, he can rise from his mistakes, not as a man defined by regret, but as one who has learned to forge a new path in the shadows. As Lila closes her eyes, she recalls the first time she met the women who would become her lifelines. In that sterile room, filled with whispers and harsh fluorescent lights, they shared their stories, each one a testament to resilience and the scars that life had left behind. Here amidst the concrete walls, a sisterhood emerged, where laughter and tears mingled, creating an unbreakable bond. They painted each other's worlds with colors stolen from the vibrant lives they left behind, nurturing one another through the bitterness of betrayal and the sweetness of shared dreams. Lila reflects on how these women have taught her resilience, the strength found in vulnerability, and the power of unwavering support. As they face the daily challenges of prison life together, their laughter often masks the pain, yet it's in those moments of solidarity that they find hope. Together, they rewrite their narratives, crafting a newfound sense of identity and purpose beyond the confines of their sentences. Jamal takes a deep breath, the weight of the world pressing down on him as he sits on the cold concrete bench of the yard. Surrounded by hardened faces, he feels the tension of unspoken rules and the magnetic pull of gang loyalty. Each day is a game of survival, where every glance and word can plunge him further into danger. He recalls the allure of power and respect that came with wearing the gang colors, but now he grapples with the cost, harsh realities that have claimed friends, swallowed innocence, and marked bodies with scars. In fleeting moments of clarity, Jamal remembers who he was before the streets were his home. Outside of these walls, there was laughter, dreams of a future untouched by violence. As he navigates the complexities of life behind bars, the clash between the need for belonging and the yearning for freedom haunts him. Every choice carries a consequence, and he's tired of the game. The dim light of the common room flickers as Grace takes a deep breath, her diary resting against her knee. She reflects on the transformative power of education and mentorship within these walls. When I first came here, the weight of my past felt insurmountable, she begins, her voice steady yet emotional. But as I started teaching GED classes, something shifted within me. I found purpose in helping others reclaim their lives. She recounts the stories of her students, individuals like Marcus and Jessica, each with their own battles but filled with a burning desire for change. Their eagerness to learn reminds me that hope exists even in the darkest places, she says. Through laughter, tears, and shared struggles, they create a bond that transcends the prison's harsh realities. Grace closes her entry with a powerful affirmation. Together, we are more than our mistakes. We are champions of our own stories. Leo sat on his cot, counting the days until his release, each tick of the clock echoing like a heartbeat in the quiet of his cell. With only weeks left, the prospect of freedom sent shivers of anxiety and excitement racing through him. He recalled the years spent behind bars, the friends made and lost, moments of darkness that cast long shadows over his heart. Now, as he prepared to step back into a world that felt both familiar and foreign, doubts crept in. Would he fit in? Could he resist the old temptations? The window stared back at him, a small rectangle of light that reminded him of the life waiting beyond these walls. He imagined the sights, the sounds of laughter, the warm embrace of his family. Yet alongside this anticipation simmered a fear of failure. Leo wondered, how does one transition from the rigidity of prison life to the unpredictability of freedom? Melanie took a deep breath as she sat alone in her cell, the harsh fluorescent light flickering above her like a cruel joke. The sounds of the prison echoed around her, shouts, laughter, and the remnants of distant steel doors slamming, each one a painful reminder of her new reality. Just days ago, freedom had been hers, but now she faced the daunting process of intake, stripped of her identity and surrounded by strangers. Her anxiety morphed into a whirlwind of thoughts. Would she find a community here, or would she remain an outcast in this concrete jungle? She described the initial conversations with the other women, their wary glances, and how sharing stories became a fragile lifeline amid uncertainty. As Melanie navigated the complexities of prison life, she realized that connection, no matter how tentative, was essential for survival, igniting a flicker of hope that perhaps she could belong, despite the chains that bound her.